All right, so we'll be going over the NFL the Week 7, and then we'll also be predicting what's going to be happening in Week 8 of the NFL season. My predictions. Let's just go through the first game. Colts at Titans. Titans were off a bye. Pretty sure everyone expected this as a Titans win, especially in Nashville, especially with Titans coming off a bye. The Colts have had atrocious offense all season long. And I'm not really a big believer on the Titans, but they always win their games. So, they'll be a good team. I think they'll probably win. They'll win their division, and they'll be in the playoffs for sure. Now, Browns at Ravens. This was a close game. The Ravens did come away with this one. The Ravens were used to blowing leads this entire year so far. They're a lot better than the record says. So, like I said, the Titans game, everyone expected them to win this one. But yeah, this is a good game played by both sides of the ball. Texans at Raiders. Both teams were off a bye. Now, this was a close game starting out. Texans, I believe, took a pretty sizable lead, maybe a touchdown lead or a 10-point lead. But the Raiders, they just came back. Josh Jacobs with 3 touchdowns. He did a great game. The Raiders offense, they're starting to get going now. They're starting to get going. They're going to be a lot better. 2-4 right now, but they're a lot better than the record says. Jets at Broncos. No Russell Wilson for this game. It was at Brett Rippin was in the game at quarterback. That's just not a formula for success for the Broncos. They've been struggling offense all year long. Have a great defense, but that offense has not been playing good. So they need to play better. As for the Jets, man, 5-2 right now, right behind the Buffalo Bills. Who would have thought the Jets would be second place in that division ahead of the Miami Dolphins and the New England Patriots? They had a great ground game. The 62-63 by Brees Hall. Unfortunately, he tore his ACL. But besides that, they had a great game. They're going to be winning a lot of games this year. Steelers at Dolphins, another close game. The Dolphins should have beaten the Pittsburgh Steelers handily. Although the Steelers have a great defense, the Dolphins are just significantly better than the Steelers. So Dolphins did come away with this one, but they need better going in the future. Falcons at Bengals. Joe Burrow, what a game. He had, I think, 500 total yards, 4 touchdowns. What a game by Joe Burrow. He's playing great. Falcons put up a fight. The defense could not contain Joe Burrow and all his receivers out there. It's a great game played by the Bengals and Joe Burrow. Giants, Jags. Game of the week almost, man. Giants, bro. Just like the Jets, dude, it's hard because they've won these close games. And really until I see them win that game where they are just maybe blowing out a team by 20, 30 points, it's going to be really hard for me to believe in them. But the record, 6-1, they're going to make the playoffs this year for sure. So the New York Giants, 6-1. Jags, they fight. They fight hard. All the way to the last play at the 1-2 yard line. Couldn't punch it in right there. Giants, don't bend, don't break. That's a saying, It's great win by them. Seahawks at Chargers, 37-23 win for the Seahawks. And, the Chargers, every year we've been saying, Justin Herbert, Chargers team, with their new additions, Khalil Mack this offseason, J.C. Jackson just tore I think a knee ligament or pectoral, I don't remember. But, you're losing to the Seahawks. The Seahawks have been quite a surprise this year. They're one of the best teams in the league, 4-3. They're top of the division in the NFC West. But, you got to win those games, man. You got to win the games you're supposed to win. And I think they should have won that one at home. But for the Seahawks-wise, you're killing it, man. Geno Smith is playing amazing. You got that rookie cornerback out there. He's leading the league in interceptions. They got a good squad up there. For the Chiefs and the 49ers, Chiefs just steamrolled the 49ers national tight end. George Kittle was hosting Travis Kelce. They had a pretty similar stat line. I think at one point they both had 6 receptions for 98 yards. The only difference was I think Kittle had a touchdown, and I think Kittle caught another pass later in the game. But yeah, 49ers, they're no match for the Kansas City Chiefs. Mecole Hardman had a great game. So yeah, it's just Kansas City Chiefs. They're going to get going. After that loss to the Buffalo Bills, they're still a great team. They're going to win that division very easily. Here it is, Patriots hosting the Bears on Monday Night Football. Wow. That's probably the shocker of the week. Yeah, I think honestly even more than the Panthers and the Washington win over Tom Brady and Aaron Rodgers, respectfully. But they just got blown out. Justin Fields had his first ever great game for the Patriots. Back to this year, they played Lamar Jackson, gave 100 yards rushing. Justin Fields was near 100 yards. So they really need some speed. They need to contain the quarterback. They just missed a lot of tackles. Matt Judon had a great game, 2.5 sacks. Ooh, Matt Judon's amazing. But yeah, the Patriots need to pick it up if they want any chance of making this playoffs. Their schedule is daunting after that. And the Bears could bounce back win. They're 3-4 right now, tied with the Packers. Only 2 games out of first place, so they still got a shot, but it'll be tough because the Vikings are playing good. Saints at Cardinals. This was a Thursday night game. Cardinals, 2 pick sixes. Andy Dalton had a pretty good game besides those 2 pick sixes. He did have another interception, but he threw 4 touchdowns passing, I think over 300 yards passing, so it's a great game by him besides those picks. Kyler Murray, DeAndre Hopkins was back. He had 10 receptions for over 100 yards. Great game for him. Cardinals, hopefully they can get back on track. They're 3-4 right now, and the West isn't as too competitive right now, so they can get back, and they can easily win this division if they want, but they're always in the division right now, so they need to play well and keep playing well for the foreseeable future. Lions coming off a bye against Dallas Cowboys. Dak was back, and he looked pretty good. He threw a touchdown pass, but the Cowboys defense just amazing, flat out amazing against Jared Goff and the Lions, which Jared Goff and the Lions had best offense first couple weeks, got shut up by New England. This game against the Cowboys, so we all expect that not to be good, but you kind of feel for those Lions. And then these last 2 games, the upsets, along with the Patriots and Bears game, we had Aaron Rodgers went to Washington, FedEx Field, against Taylor Heineke and the Washington Commanders. And man, I thought Aaron Rodgers was going to pull this one off. He hit Aaron Jones down the field late to score touchdown within 2. But then Taylor Heineke just went off, and him and Terry McLaurin were great all game long. So kudos to them. They pulled out this one. They deserve that one. And Washington, 3-4 right there. They have not looked like a good team, just like the Bears, but they have the same record as Aaron Rodgers, Tom Brady, the 49ers, the New England Patriots, all these other good teams that we expected to be good at this point in the season. But they're just out there. Speaking of Tom Brady, and the Buccaneers lost to the Carolina Panthers. Carolina Panthers against backup quarterback Phillip Walker. Oh my God, how? They scored 3 points. Mike Evans dropped a surefire touchdown in the first quarter. Just don't say that for Mike Evans, but this Buccaneers team, they got to play better. They really do. I've not seen Tom Brady play this bad the years that I've watched him, but they just got to play better. They got to play better. All right, now going on against Week 8, predicting this season, Russell Wilson more than likely will be coming back against the Jags, but I feel like the Jags here, they got a shot. I think they got a shot here to play well. Like I said, they were just there with the 6-1 Giants, or the 5-1 Giants at the time, and they just lost right there at the goal line. And I'm not a big believer of this Broncos team either. So I think they can ball this one. Patriots at Jets. I think the Patriots will actually come out with this one. They've owned the Jets past 2 decades. They've owned the Jets. It's crazy. It's going to be a great game. I feel like it's going to be a lot closer than people think. But I think New England does squeak out with the win, especially coming off that bad game with the Bears. And it'll be interesting. So Bailey Zappi, Mac Jones, quarterback controversy. Is it really going to be Bailey Zappi? I don't know, man. It's going to be difficult. It's going to be interesting to see who they start at quarterback. But I do think New England will come out on top of that game, especially with Breece Hall gone. I know they just traded for James Robinson, but he's going to be just getting acclimated to the offense. So I think the Patriots will come out on top here. Titans at Texans. Titans right here. Davis Mills has played all right for the Texans, but I do think it's the Titans. Titans will win this one right here, even though it is in Houston as well. Titans are just a flat-out better team. They got better weapons. They got better offense, better defense, better everything. Bengals at Browns. Bengals. Joe Burrow coming off that game. Whew. Him, as they say. He's going to be killer. Great game on Monday Night Football. Bengals at Browns. I think the Bengals will pull this one off. The Browns, they'll be getting Deshaun Watson back in Week 12. We'll see if they start. They probably will start him right away. But it'll be interesting to see how they come back from, with Jacoby Brissett, how they will operate with him now at home. Thursday Night Football, we have the Baltimore Ravens against the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, who will be hosting. And if Tom Brady, the Buccaneers, lose the game, they will be 3-5. 3-5. But I don't think they will lose this game. I think They beat the Baltimore Ravens. I think, Bucks defense, they have a great D-line. I think they'll keep Lamar Jackson in the pocket. And I think the offense, Baltimore's getting up a lot of yards, to the teams they face. Just last week to the Browns. Obviously, we don't have the Dolphins. The Patriots put up a lot of points and yards on them. So I think this will be, a good game for Tom Brady. That offense to get back on track against the Ravens. Raiders Saints. This is an interesting game. I think the Saints, they are better than what the record seems, and so are the Raiders. So it'll be an interesting game. But the Saints, they're not gonna have. I don't think they'll have Jameis Winston back for this game. Still a game time decision, I believe. But I'll give this to the Raiders right here. I think just flat out they're the better team, better quarterback, better weapons easily. O-line can be tied if you want it like that. And the defense, although the Raiders defense isn't definitely not as good as the Saints, I just think the quarterbacks and the weapons that New Orleans has on offense will just offset the bad defense of of Las Vegas. Eagles off a bye, hosting the Steelers. Easy Eagles. They'll beat Steelers. Kenny Pickett. I'm ready to see Kenny Pickett throw 3 interceptions again. Either him or Mitch Trubisky. They multiple interceptions a game. The Steelers team is just not good. Feel for Mike Tomlin. Feel for that ball club. Mike Tomlin has had a 500, or I think above 500 record for his entire tenure there. But I think this is the year that stops. All good things have to come to an end. So I think the Eagles will definitely get this win, especially coming off the bye. Dolphins Lions. This might actually be a close game, but I'll give it to the Dolphins just because it's the Lions. You got to beat the Lions. Miami, those Tua is I believe I just saw a graphic. He's 10-2 in the games he's played, so he is absolutely killer when he plays on that field with them. And I think this is a game that the Dolphins should win, especially with the Lions defense being as abysmal as it is. Washington at Indy. This would be a great game. Carson Wentz against his whole team, even though he's probably not going to play with Heineke there. Sam Ellinger will get his first start. And, this would be a great game. Washington can improve to 500 on the season. Imagine if that happens. I can't see it, but I'm going to pick the Colts in here just because I do believe they're a better team. They got a better defense than Washington. I feel like Jonathan Taylor's still better than Antonio Gibson and Brian Robinson. Although I think Washington's weapons are a little better on the offense, the receivers-wise. But I think Indy comes out of line. Packers going to Buffalo. Buffalo's going to bye. Aaron Rodgers, 3-5. Sorry, it's just that simple. The Bills, best team in the AFC easily. Probably, if it's Bills, Eagles, Super Bowl, I'd probably bet Bills, if I'm being honest. But, yeah, Bills are just a better team. Josh Allen is, in my opinion, the best quarterback in the league. He can do it all. So I'm going with the Bills here. Bears, we going to Dallas. Picking Dallas here. Although Dallas, they're getting Dak back, and the Bears come with a great win against New England. I feel like Dallas will just beat them. They're the better team, better defense, easily better defense. The Dallas defense has been great all year. And although the New England defense was pretty good and Chicago exposed them, I feel like Michael Parsons and those boys on the D-line would just be getting to Justin Fields. Cardinals, we go into Minnesota. Minnesota off a bye. That certainly helps. Minnesota improves to 6-1. I think this is Minnesota's year. They'll win the division. They'll be around a 12-win team, in my opinion. So I think Minnesota will win this game against the Cardinals, and it just comes back. I think the Vikings are just better than the Cardinals. DeAndre Hopkins will probably go off for a great game, but this will probably be a close game now that I'm thinking about it, but I still think the Vikings will pull, especially at home and off of bye. Panthers, Falcons. That last game against Tampa Bay, although I don't think it was necessarily a fluke, I just think that Carolina is not better than Atlanta. I think Atlanta will beat Carolina in this matchup, and that they will be just stagnant on offense. Again, the defense will compete, but Atlanta, with Marcus Mariota, has been playing good ball, so I think they'll win this game. New York going to Seattle. I feel like this is the game of the week. Look at that. Two surprising teams. Giants, 6-1. Seahawks leading their division. Who will win this game? Giants at Seahawks. I think the Giants come into Lumen Field and beat the Seahawks. Call me crazy, but I think it'll happen. My reasoning, no reasoning, just off the fly. It literally could go either way. You just gotta pick and choose. If you pick the Seahawks, you're probably right. If you pick the Giants, probably right too. You never know what happens in the NFL. San Francisco, LA will be hosting it off a bye. I think LA will come on this one. LA's offense has been horrible this year. I think they're like last in the league, one of the worst in the league in total points scored. But I think the Rams will come out with this game, especially coming off a bye, especially home in the 4 hours of fall 3-5. So as you can see, the division leaders on both conferences, and then you have the wild cards, 5, 6, and 7, both conferences as well. So thank you guys for watching. Please subscribe and like the video if you liked it, and thank you.